I've been sitting here all morning just watching my baby sleep, realizing after talking to Walter yesterday at the police department, the guy that I spent the day with, he runs the MCERT, the Mobile Crisis Unit. I work at the OPP Communication Center, and he works at the building next over to me. And I'd never really had a conversation with a cop, never been a big fan of them, just because there was a couple of times where I could have been saved and I wasn't. And of course, all these shows that we see on TV about all these cops beating people and killing people, and he made me realize that we didn't talk about that kind of stuff. It was just, I honestly don't remember the last time I met a man that was just so unbelievably full of beauty and kindness. And I was so grateful to him for that. And on top of that, he was such a gentleman, such a gentle soul. And he just was so full of enlightenment, and it was just so precious listening to him. And all this time, I've been thinking about everything that's going wrong in our life right now and dwelling on it and spending private nights crying, never sharing that with anybody. I'm Mama Bear. I'm not supposed to cry. But right now, watching this, my baby, he deserves better. He deserves the life that I never had, that I've been fighting so fucking hard to make for him, that I've forgotten to share the little moments with him that I'm missing out on. Life is too short and precious to worry about things that don't matter. That right there, that's all that matters. This moment right here, right now. Don't take it for granted. I don't want to take any more moments for granted. To go back to what I was saying about this cop and how, cops watch all these videos about cops beating people and killing people. My point there was that not all cops are like that. But I think because there's so many videos posted of things like that, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of bad cops out there. But I think because we see so much of it, that we don't watch all the ones where there are some really good cops out there. And I think a lot of times, we see the uniform and not the person. They're just like cops. They are human beings like us. And there's a lot of bad men and women out there who don't wear a uniform. I think we put them to a higher standard because it's their job to protect and serve and take care of us and be there for us. And a lot of cops, you know, they have a God complex and they do it for the power trip. But so don't people in the mental health field, in the sales field, in the fire departments and doctors and tons of other fields. And I just want you to think about that, because I would have never known that had I not got this job, or I wouldn't have seen the other side. If I hadn't met Walter, I don't think I'd be thinking this right now, especially because of how badly me and my team, especially like how I know how I feel and how badly I'm treated there, because we're outsiders. You know, we're a new program. We're coming in there and, you know, it's our job to do the mental health calls, and maybe they feel like we're taking those calls away from them, but that's what we're trained to do and they're not. But that just made me dislike the police department even more, because from what I've been told, this has been going on for a while there, just like other places, and no one does anything about it. So my point is, it just made me feel even more anger towards the boys in blue. And I cannot stress enough the impact that Walter had on me. And I am so grateful that I met him and Erica. They are such beautiful people. Erica's not a police officer, but she's a registered nurse who, her and Walter are a team. They work together every day. And I watched them with a couple yesterday that we met. And I just watched them in awe, especially Walter, because that kind of kindness in a man is not something that I've ever been subjected to. And it's really given me a different perspective and hope that there are a lot of other men like him out there. He told me, you know, it's so important to him that when he meets people out in public, especially with his uniform on, it's so important to him that he leaves them with a perspective of kindness and humanity. And I mean, that's what we should all strive for, you know, is as human beings, reaching each other and showing each other what we've never felt before. Just because people have treated us a certain way doesn't mean that we have to become that kind of person. I don't want to be that person. That's why I went in this field. So I just wanted to make that point, that the next time you see a police officer, don't make the mistake that I did. There's bad ones out there, just like any profession, any person. But just like Walter, there's some really good ones out there. And we can't let the bad ones overshadow the really good ones.